What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pens and Tea. My name is Carrie, and today we're going to be talking about the Kaweco Perkeo. But first, you're going to be like, why do you have cuffed up sleeves? You never have cuffed up sleeves. And they're not even that cuffed up. They've kind of fallen over a little bit. Truth of the matter is, it is hot as sin outside. So it's in the 30s Celsius, so it's like 90 roughly Fahrenheit, which is not as hot, I get it, as some places get, but this is the first truly hot day that we've had since last summer. So my Irish and Scottish and English skin is not ready for this. So sleeves are rolled, because even inside it's still a little bit warm. So yeah. But this is what we're talking about right now. It's the Kaweco Perkeo. I bought this from Goulet Pens, but you can buy it pretty much anywhere. These are like the newer colors that came out. This one specifically is Breezy Teal, which I think is a hilarious name. But that's what it is. So I, to be honest, didn't actually know much about this pen until these colors came out. There's like the teal, I think a jungle green is what it's called. And then there's a pink one, which I think is like peony or something. I'm not really sure. I'm not really a pink person, so I don't really pay too much attention. And I hadn't really given any attention to the Perkeo before because I didn't really like all the colors. They were like multicolors, so like the cap was a different color from the body and it just wasn't about it. So I just never paid attention. And as anyone who has seen any of my videos before, you will know that I am obsessed with the sport version. I have two aluminum ones, but primarily they're all just like the regular plastic sports. So when these colors came out, I thought I would give this a shot. And in my mind, it's essentially like a full-size sport, even though it is a different nib, mostly. So yes, so it is a full-size fountain pen. You know, I have a Custom 74 here next to me, Pilot Custom 74. So it is a full-size pen. And there's not a whole lot else that's like super different as far as like the feel goes from a sport. It is still plastic, if you could hear that. And it does look like a sport, just long. So the cap is a snap cap. And it looks exactly like the sport does, with all of the sides, the single logo on the front, and the finial on top is the same. Obviously, the snap cap is not the same. That is a screw version on the sport. The body itself has 15 facets all along it, and then at the end here is a little hole section. This kind of bugs me a little bit. And it's the same thing on the Pilot Kakuno. And I get it, they're marketed for younger kids and it's so that if they swallow it, there's still a hole in it. But I mean, like, really, how many kids are gonna swallow these? I don't have children, I don't want children. I do have nephews, but even then I cannot imagine them swallowing a whole pen. Could just be me. Could just be me. But there is another safety feature to stop that in a moment that I'll get to. So snap cap, bloop, push to post, bloop, and it works just fine. I don't post it because it's quite long, but because it's all plastic, it's super duper light. So posted, unposted, it's pretty comfortable. The grip section has 3 triangles. Very similar to the Lamy Safari in that the front 2 are here and then there is one that the Lamy does not have on the bottom. So it is designed for a traditional size grip. In my mind, they did that because if it is marketed for children, this will sort of force them into having a normal size grip. Sure. And it does have a very significant stop. So your fingers will not slide. Again, I imagine that is for children who have small hands that don't have the grip strength yet to stop them from going beyond. The only thing that irritates me about that is that this little dip here collects ink like crazy when you ink it up. Because it's full size, you can unscrew the body of the pen, and you can fit a standard international converter. So that this is, as far as I'm aware, the only Kaweco pen that's like cheaper that you can fit a standard into. Because this is $17 US, $20 Canadian. And you'll notice on this side, there's a little L shape, kind of like a boot. And that's because on the inside of the pen, I don't think I'm gonna be able to show you because it's really far back. There's a little thing that sticks out that then catches in here and locks. So when you put it back on and you spin it, it stops right about here, right where that thing starts to meet that boot. And you really gotta twist it. And it's like a satisfying, like, it doesn't click, but it gives you that like click feel, if that makes any sense. Like, there it is. So that, I imagine, again, almost like a child-proof lock, makes it a little harder to untwist it. Like, you really have to put effort behind it. You are not going to untwist it by accident. I imagine that could become easier over time as it starts to break down. But my guess is, again, that is a child-proofing thing. Who knows? It does have the Kaweco number 5 size nib. It is a different nib from the Sport, so you cannot swap them. And it also has a different feed. It does look a little bit small for the pen. I do wish it was a little bit bigger. Don't know if that was a child decision or not. Who knows? But it is noticeable. So yeah, that's the general features. There's not a whole lot going on with the pen itself, but I like it. I like the feel. I like the facets. Like I said, I do wish that this wasn't here. It's not like a makes the pen unusable for me kind of annoyance. It's just there. Maybe because I don't have children and I don't live in a world in which young children use fountain pens. To me, it just seems silly, but I understand that there are other parts of the world where children do still learn to write with fountain pens. So I suppose, you know, there needs to be something for them too. But then I also imagine that if they're young, they'd want a bigger grip section because they don't have the dexterity yet. I don't know. These are just the things that go on in my brain. So yeah, that's the quick and dirty of it. Let's flip the camera and let's get writing because, spoiler, it's nice. I don't know what's going on with my brain right now. Oh, I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that. It just kind of happened. Hey, same ink. La 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 la. So this is the Kaweco Pilot. Oh my gosh, what is with my brain? Kaweco Perkeo medium steel nib. Ink for today is Robert Oster Monsoon Sky. This is a exclusive that you can get through Pen Chalet. I like the ink quite a bit. It's sort of like a teal, like a dark tealy green sort of color. And it does have some red sheen, but you've got to like lay it on like crazy. You don't really see it much in writing, except when you first uncap a pen and use it, and then like the feed is just like super saturated. But that's not what we're talking about today. We are not talking about the ink. We're talking about the pen. It's awesome. It's very wet. I have not adjusted this. This is just the way that it came out of the box. Typically I do make my pens write wet, but I have not done that yet. And it writes really, really well. Not really any line variation. You can get some, but it's a small steel nib. Reverse writing It's actually not unpleasant. So that's a thing for you to know. You can definitely take it from a medium to probably like an extra fine. Much drier, obviously, if you do that. I've had this pen inked up now for a few weeks, I think 3 or 4 weeks now. It was left unused for about a week of that, but I have had 0 issues with it. No hard starts, no skipping, no nothing. It has been 100% solid. I quite like it. I quite like it a lot. And for a $20 pen, Canadian pricing, $17 US, I 100% recommend. I did not have very many expectations coming into this pen, but those expectations have been exceeded. And I hundo P recommend. So if you like this video, hit that like button. If you liked it a lot and haven't done so already, do hit that subscribe button. If you're still watching this far in, please continue to watch because you are the reason I make these videos. And I will see you next time. Bye.